During the 1980s, David Godman was a regular visitor to another great spiritual master.
In the late 1970s, probably 1978, I started meeting several people who had been to Bombay to see Nisargadatta Maharaj. Now, I wasn't particularly impressed by his teachings or anything else he had to say. I knew the Advaita teaching, and anyone can spout that. What did impress me was the absolutely radiant faces of the people who were coming back. They'd go up there looking a bit glum, and they'd come back like they had, 3-foot white halos coming out of the side of their head, and ear-to-ear grins on their face that didn't go away for weeks. And I thought, this is something I want to experience for myself.
Travelling to Nisargadatta's place of residence in the coastal city of Mumbai, the sublime presence of a saint seems unlikely amidst the grinding poverty and squalor that is so apparent all around. Nisargadatta passed away in 1981, but it was right here in this humble tenement loft that still remains occupied by some of Maharaj's family that he met with spiritual seekers from all over the world.
The whole place, the whole room, it just seeps into you in a way that's very hard to describe. He was very argumentative. He was the complete antithesis of Bhagavan in many ways. He didn't like sitting in silence. If no one had anything to say, he'd generally complain, and he'd say, "Come on, don't waste my time, ask me a question, somebody say something." He liked quarrelling, he liked arguing, he was feisty. If people got feisty back, he'd throw them out. I mean, he was not, by anyone's definition, a saintly man.
His anger was not for getting anything. His anger was giving something to his disciples. Please try to understand what I am telling you. This is the thinking behind that anger.
He did have an absolutely extraordinary ability to show you who you were as he was talking to you. This is what really impressed me. And the way I saw it happen was that people would come to see him, and everybody comes with some sort of intellectual, spiritual baggage. They think they know what the world is, how it works. They might have decided they found some way of transcending the world or getting to some peaceful state. Everybody came with a structure. So he'd like to sit people down and say, "Who's your teacher? What books have you read? What's your practice?" And slowly, slowly he'd entice you to construct your own edifice that you thought explained the world or what your role in it was. And simultaneously, while he was doing this, he would be emanating some power, some Shakti, which actually showed you who you really were in that moment. So you could see this split, this kind of dichotomy on people's faces, that half of them was busy making this kind of Lego fake reality that they were putting on display piece by piece. And then slowly, slowly you could see inside them, they were actually beginning to experience what he wanted you to experience. And at some point you had to make a choice between your own conceptual structure, which you just laid out for him, and this direct experience, which he'd just given to you, which absolutely, totally refuted all the things that you were trying to explain. And there was some people would just blunder ahead, they'd carry on with their structures, their ideas they couldn't drop. And with other people, there'd be this, almost a laugh, a kind of, "Okay, now I see the joke." And they'd just shut up, and they'd sit there in this state of beingness, of knowledge, which he was somehow emanating to you at the same time that you were trying to explain your worldview, and eventually you threw your own worldview out and accepted his because that was your experience.
The spirited question and answer sessions that took place were later transcribed and collected in the book I Am That. The publication brought Maharaj worldwide recognition and has come to be regarded as a spiritual classic. Maharaj lived the mundane life of a petty trader and family man for a number of years after his realization. Each morning he would walk down this busy street to his small trading kiosk where he sold hand-rolled cigarettes called bidis. According to Nisargadatta, the ultimate purpose of spirituality is to know who you are.
In Marathi it is Swala Jana and Swastha Raha. Make yourself known to yourself. You should know yourself first and be quiet.
Nisargadatta was born in 1897. An introspective and inquisitive boy, his thirst for spiritual truth ultimately led him to his guru in 1932. Beginning his spiritual practices with great faith and determination, within just 3 years, realization dawned, and Maharaj reached the supreme state of self-awareness. Like the man himself, Nisargadatta's teaching is the essence of simplicity. We're all asleep in the dream of ignorance, and in order to wake up to our natural state, we need do nothing more than witness ourselves in silence, remaining quietly alert to the feeling, I am, within. As the day drew to a close, we made our way across the city to one of Maharaj's respected translators. Although 93 years of age, Mr. Mulapatan's memories of Nisargadatta and his teachings are still crystal clear.
See, Nisargadatta's teachings, normally what used to happen during translations, people of different levels used to come, from KG class to higher classes. Now, according to the quality of the person, intuitively, the teaching would come out of him. You follow? Intuitively. Because many times I asked him, Maharaj, could you repeat the answer? He said, how can I talk? There is no memory here. The talk has come and it is gone, suitable for that person. I can't repeat. So then I could understand it is not, his body was like a cassette player. And the teachings used to come from the absolute, from the primordial principle that comes. From the same, it is like that. They don't exist as body. They are one with the primordial principle.
Maharaj's ultimate message, though, was that we need to transcend all teaching and simply abide in being.
He said, forget me. Embodied Guru. Forget my teachings, but please do one thing. Go into your own being. Just be, without mind. Just be. And watch your mind, this is what all the mind, the thoughts are occur, watch the thoughts. But don't participate, don't judge the thoughts. When you are doing this process, exact teachings necessary for you will intuitively come out of you for you 100%. The real ultimate teaching comes out of you for you. So we have to go inward, make your mind zero and try to become the primordial principle, the ultimate. After that you have no birth, you are one with the Absolute.